Hello students, this is Manali Patekar. I welcome you all to our very first lecture, Introduction to Database Concept. We already had an interaction over the Google Meet before this, and there we have discussed about the entire syllabus of our subject and then the entire flow in which we are going to study in the this semester. So let's get started. So what are we going to learn today? So in this video, I'll try to cover the basics of basic concept of the database, that is the introduction and the characteristics of the database. So we'll start with the definition of the database. So in order to understand this course, you must need to understand these terms. What are these terms? Data, database, database management system, and then database system. So first we'll start with data. So when I say data, so what comes in your mind? That is, sometimes you call it as the information, sometimes you call it as like collection of information, but no. What is data? So data is nothing but what? The fact that can be recorded. Any fact that can be recorded, that is, fact is nothing but what? Any evidence or the proof that you have, जो आपको पता है or which is universally accepted and that you are recording. So why it is called it as a unknown fact over here? Because you don't know, you have not processed that particular fact which you have recorded yet, right? That's why it is called it as an unknown fact that can be recorded and have some implicit meaning. So that is your data. So that data can be of different type, or you can say the different form, like it may be a text or a number, or it can be a audio, it can be images, videos, and that all can be considered as the type of data only. Clear? So data is nothing but the unknown fact that can be recorded and have a implicit meaning. Next, we need to understand what is database then. When we can call a particular data as a database. So database is nothing but what? The collection of related data. Means when we are collecting the data together and stored it at a one place, it is called it as a database. So I can say like data can be related to the different things, right? But whenever you are going to decide about the database, then you need to collect the data related to that only. Means what I'm trying to say over here, like see here, if data is related to the text and number, then what I need to do, I need to collect the data related to text and number only. So such kind of database, उसमें क्या रहेगा? Only text and number. So text and numbers जब हम लोग use करते हैं and we are storing it at a one place, so such kind of database is called it as a traditional database because it is used from the starting, right? And with the recent advancement in the database, we are using the different kind of data. Like if you are using the images, audio, and the videos, and then you are recording it or then you are collecting it, and such database is called it as a multimedia database. If you can say collecting the data related to the satellite images, then what you can say such kind of database is called it as your geographical information system. Then you have a real-time database also, like you have answer me in the Google Meet class also, that the weather forecast database and the stock market database. So that are the examples of the real-time database. Then you have a data warehouse also, which is also a part of, or you can say the type of our database, where a very large data and the historical data is stored. So I think you all are clear with the concept. What is data? Unknown fact that can be recorded with some implicit meaning, and database, that is collection of related data. And remember one point, that once you have decided which data to be used, you need to collect the data related to that only, okay, in your database. Then next we need to understand database management system. Now see, you have data and then you have collected it and then you have database. So where you are going to store that? वो आप कहाँ पे store करोगे? On your computer. So you need some program in order to define the database. Then in order to what you can say construct that database. Construct that database means what? How you are going to store on your hard drive, right? And then how you are going to manipulate that database. So you need to define some set of programs in order to what you can say define the structure of the database, then in order to construct that database, and then you in order to manipulate that database. So to do all these things, you need the program, and that program can be included in one software package, and such software package is called it as your database management system. So in short, what we can say, what is database management system? A set of program which is used to define the database, construct the database, and manipulate the database. That is called it as your database management system. Or in another way, how you can say, a software package or the system to facilitate the creation and maintenance of the computerized database. And why we need this database management system, which are the previous what you can say the system before the database management system, उसमें क्या problem था, क्या drawbacks था, so that we need to define this set of programs and all. So that we will study in the next topic, that is difference between the file system and the database system. But for the time being, I think you all are clear with what is database management system. Now one more term, that is database system over here. So what is database system? That is, it is a combination of your database plus DBMS. Okay, so database system क्या होता है? That is a collection of data and a set of program, okay, set of program which are used to define, construct and manipulate the data. So this all together is called it as your database system. So I hope you all are clear with these basic terms: data, database, database management system and database system. So in the next video, we'll try to cover the characteristics of the database system. Thank you everyone.